Myself, Ankita Tiwari from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. I'm going to take the session on asynchronous counters from module 3, that is counters, that is sequential circuits, from the subject digital fundamentals. As we are also knowing that counters are of two types, that is synchronous and asynchronous counters. So in this session, we are going to learn asynchronous counters. In asynchronous, we are going to have an example based on some steps. So in asynchronous counters, we are basically following the 5 steps. That is, first is state diagram. The second step is state table. The third is conditions. The fourth is logic circuit. And the fifth is waveforms. Now, with respect to asynchronous circuits, when we are having that circuit, we are having some forms of states. Now, that states will be in of the two forms, that is present state and next state. So the state diagram means the pictorial or the circuitry representation of present state and next state. The same thing, the next step, that is state table, is being the table format or the table representation of the state diagram itself. In that also we are having two columns which represent present state and the next state. The third step that we are having is conditions. Now, what are conditions? Conditions means in asynchronous counters, whenever we are drawing the circuit is being based on the clock pulse. Now, the clock transitions can be edge triggered, it can be positive going, it can be negative going, low level, it can be high level, in any of the forms. So with respect to that, we need to find out the conditions when the present state becomes the next state. So that conditions have to be written in the form of flip-flops with the number of bits. So as many number of bits will be there, that many conditions will be there in the circuit. Based on that, the fourth step is logic circuit. The logic circuit is defined with respect to the conditions that we got in the third step. So depending on the condition, the circuit will be defined. We need not have to find out the inputs. We just have to find out the triggering that changes the present to next state. The last step that we are having is waveforms. Now, waveforms represents the clock signals with respect to clock, that is positive transition or negative transition, positive going or negative going. We need to find out the changes in the output that we are having it with respect to bit. Okay, so this is what asynchronous counters representation with steps. Now the next step that the next thing that we are going to do is the example. Now based on this step, we will be doing in this session the example as 4-bit ripple up counter. Now whenever in the question it is not written any up and down condition, that means by default we are always taking it up. Okay, so here the example which is taken is 4-bit ripple counter, which is up counter using asynchronous, and the flip-flop that we can use are of the 4 types, that is SR, JK, T and D. Here in this example I am using the that is flip-flop is JK. Now the first step that we are following is state diagram. Now what is a state diagram? State diagram is the pictorial representation, the circuitry representation of the present state and the next state. Now when we are finding here with respect to present and next, we can say that the first state, suppose we are starting with 4-bit. 4-bit, the first value will be 0, 0, 0, 0 because it counts in sequence. Whenever the bit representation is given, we need to have the values in sequence, that is 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, like that. Till how many values we have to go? 4-bit, so 15 or 16 possible combinations that starts with 0 to 15 values. So after 0 it is 1, after 1 it is 2, after 2 it is 3. So like that we will reach till 15, and the present state, whenever the present state will be 15, the next state will be 0, 0, 0, 0 back because it's a counter value. Okay, starting with first value, that is 0, 0, 0, 0, the next value is 0, 0, 0, 1. When we are going for the next transitions, we are taking the consideration of the up counter. So we'll start with 0 and will end with 0, but we'll go in sequence like 0, 0, 0, 0. Now this is the present. So next state will be 0, 0, 0, 1. Same thing. Now 0, 0, 0, 1 is the present state. So next state will be 0, 0, 1, 0. Now the present state is 0, 0, 1, 0. The next state will be 3, that is 0, 0, 1, 1. Now the present state is 3, that is 0, 0, 1, 1. The next state will be 0, 1, 0, 0. So this is how it goes till 15 value, that is 1, 1, 1, 1. And now if the value we have reached is 15, that is 1, 1, 1, 1, the next state will be, but of course it will be 0, 0, 0, 0 when we have started the number. So this is what the representation, pictorial or the circuitry representation of present and next in the form of state diagram. Now with respect to this diagram, we need to have the next step, that is state table. In the state table, we will be having the two columns, that is present state and next state. Now here the present state will comprises of 4 bits because the example is given of 4 bit. So we'll start with the 4 values 0, 0, 0, 0. The next state of 0, 0, 0, 0 in the diagram itself, it is 0, 0, 0, 1. So that is how it will count from up to down, as it is a up counter. Now, if I am talking about the down counter, the reverse will be the condition. That means we'll start with 15, that is 1, 1, 1, 1, and we will reach till 0, 0, 0, 0. And after 0, 0, 0, 0, the next state will be, but of course, 1, 1, 1, 1. This is what the concept of down counter is. It is always reverse of the up counter. And when we are talking about down, it will be reverse of the up. And if we are talking about up, it will be reverse of the down. So this is what the concept of up and down counter is based. Now with respect to present and next, state table will be defined. It comprises of 2 columns, that is present state and the next state. In present, it will be 0, 0, 0 starting with, and the last value will be 1, 1, 1, 1. And in the next state, it will start with 0, 0, 0, 1 next, and the last value will be 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is what state table is. Now with respect to state table, we need to have the conditions. Now here we are having 4 conditions. Why? Because here we are having 4 bits. So with respect to bits, we will be having 4 conditions. Now, whenever we are finding the condition, we need to find out the condition with respect to table. So in table, as you can see here, when we are starting with 0, see the last column, that is Q0. Just see the Q0 part. If it is 0 at the first, the next state is 1. Now if it is 1, next state is 0. Now if it is 0, next state is 1. So if you see the whole column, you can see that at each and every value in increasing order, the Q0 value is complemented. That means 0 will become 1. Now the 1, it will be there at the present state, next state will become 0. So that means Q0 is complemented at each and every clock pulse. That's we got as a first condition. Now we are talking about the second value. That is, second value is Q1. As you can see, Q1 value is 0. Okay, the next state is also 0. That means when Q0 goes from 0 to 1, Q1 is 0 to 0. That means it is not changing. But Q0 now, Q1 is now 1, 0, sorry. And in the next state, it has become 1. That means it is complemented. When Q0 goes from 1 to 0, just see the condition. That means when Q1 is complemented, when Q0 goes from 1 to 0. Just see another example. Now the Q1 state is 1. The next state is 1. Why? Because here Q0 is from 0 to 1. It will not change. But now Q1 is 1. And in the next state, it becomes 0. At that time, Q0 goes from 1 to 0. Just see, that thing will happen till end. So we got 2 conditions. Q0 is complemented at each and every clock pulse. And Q1 is complemented when Q0 goes from 1 to 0. Got it? Now we'll go for the next bit, that is Q2. Now just see the Q2 part and we'll follow the same sequence as we got for Q1. Now Q1, like Q0, if Q2, if you see that, 0, 0 means it is not changing. 0, 0 means it is not changing. 0, 0 means it is not changing. But 0, 1, it is changing. Now we'll see the Q1 part. 0, 0 means no transition. 0, 1, it is positive transition. 1, 1, no transition. 1, 0, negative, as we got in Q0. So here that thing we will be seeing here, Q2, it becomes 0 to 1. When Q1 goes from 1 to 0. The same thing will follow till the end. So this is what Q2 conditions we got. When Q1 goes from 1 to 0, Q2 is complemented. Now we'll go for the Q3 part. The same thing we will see as it is working or not. We'll see 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now 0, 1. That means it is complemented at this position. That time we'll see Q2 value. It goes from 1 to 0. Just see. Same thing is happening for Q3 also. So like this way, we got the 4 conditions. How? The 4 conditions are, the first condition we got for Q0 is it is complemented at each and every clock pulse because it is complemented at each step. Now, when we are talking about Q1, the next condition, if Q0 goes from 1 to 0, Q1 is complemented, correct? We got that only. In the third step, if Q1 goes from, because we are talking about Q2, that means we'll see Q1. Q1 goes from 1 to 0, then it complements Q2, correct? Now, if I'm talking about Q3, we'll see only Q2 part. If Q2 goes from 1 to 0, then it complements Q3, correct? So these are the 4 conditions that we got from the state table itself. The next step is logic circuit. Now, as you can see, we are having the example of 4 bits. That means 4 flip-flops will be there. Now, with respect to 4 flip-flops, we'll have, first of all, the inputs, that is JK. Now, with respect to JK, we will be having 8 inputs, that is J0, K0, J1, K1, J2, K2, J3, and K3. Now, all the inputs will be set to 1. Why we are setting that value to 1? Because we are not finding the input conditions. With respect to input, there is no change in the present to next. Only there is a change when clock pulse vary. Clock pulse vary with respect to output of one flip-flop to another flip-flop. So this is the main condition that we need to understand when we are talking about asynchronous counters. Okay. Now we'll moving forward. All the inputs of each and every flip-flop is set to 1 value. Okay. Now we are talking about the transitions. Transitions took place with the help of clock. So as you can see in the first Q0, that is first value J0, K0, first flip-flop, clock pulse is taken as 1 to 0. Why we are taking 1 to 0 negative? Because at each and every conditions we got 1 to 0 value. So we'll take negative clock pulse, negative edge. Negative edge is represented by a bubble gate. So here, as you can see, in the clock, bubble is been applied. See, as you can see, the circle is been applied, inputted to the clock pulse. So that is 1 to 0 clock pulse. Initially, we'll normally put clock pulse in the first flip-flop. Now we know that the next clock pulse is dependent. Now next flip-flop output is dependent on the output of the previous flip-flop. So here Q0 value will be taken into consideration in order to trigger the value of flip-flop 2. So here Q0 goes from 1. 1 means Q0 and 0 means Q0 bar. Here we will take 1 to 0. So Q0 to 1, that means 1 to 0 by a bubble gate is inputted to the next flip-flop. If we are talking about the third flip-flop, it is dependent on the Q2 part. Q1 goes from 1 to 0, the flip-flop will change. If we are talking about Q3 value, it is dependent on the Q2 value. When Q2 goes from 1 to 0, the next flip-flop will be derived or it is complemented. So this is what the logic circuit is of what? 4-bit flip-flop. Now, when we are talking about flip-flops, we are knowing there are 4 types, but here I have taken an example of JK. Okay. The last step that we need to do in asynchronous counters is the waveforms. Now we know that the waveforms are being represented by 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, as you can see. Now with respect to clock pulse, we are having Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. Now we are knowing it in Q0. We are taking clock pulse transition from 1 to 0. So as you can see in clock pulse, when it goes from 1 to 0, Q0 is taken 0 to 1. Okay, same thing. When Q0 goes from 1 to 0, just see, when Q0 goes from 1 to 0, Q1 will be incremented by 0 to 1. Same thing. When Q2 goes from 1 to 0 or Q1 goes from 1 to 0, that time Q2 is taken 0 to 1. Now, when Q2 is 1 to 0, Q3 is taken from 0 to 1. So this is what the clock pulse based transitions which are taken in the form of waveforms. So this is what asynchronous counters, 4-bit ripple counters. Okay. So the next topic that we are going to have in this session is problems in asynchronous count. This is a small topic, but we need to know the problems which are arising in asynchronous circuits. There are mainly three types of problems which are available, that is hazards, cycles, and races. In hazards, we know when we are having an unwanted switching, that means the parts which are broken up and that is switched with respect to conditions that we are knowing it and we need to find it out. So for that, when we are doing unwanted switching at the output of a circuit, we can get different propagation delays at different paths. So with respect to that, there can be a confusion of the part which has been taken as an output, it occurs correctly or not. So these are the problems which is in the form of hazard, and that too hazard are of three types. That is, you can see static 1 hazard, static 0 hazard, and dynamic. That means static 1 means 1 to 0, static 0 means 0 to 1, and dynamic means it can be 1 to 0 or it can be 0 to 1. It is not correctly known. So these are the different types of hazards which are taken as an problems in asynchronous circuits. The next type of problem is cycle. When we are following a circuit that goes from a unique sequence of unstable states. When we are talking about states, that means it is stable because we are knowing it in sequence, 0 to 1, 1 to 0. But when we are not knowing it, it is knowing it in form of unstable. So that is known as a cycles. Now here, as you can see, the present state is 0, 0. Now there are a possibility of three conditions to the next state. It can be 1, 1, it can be 1, 0, it can be 1, 0, 1. So with respect to that, we can have the two values. It can be 1, 1 or it can be 1, 0. There is a possibility of both the conditions to happen at the same time or no conditions to happen. So this is what a cycle is, when we are not knowing the sequence, and that too in the form of unstable state. So this is what the problem in asynchronous counters. The third type of problem that we are having is race condition. When two or more binary states try to change the value at the same time, because when we are trying to changing the value, that means we are changing the value and we are putting in the memory. That means we are accessing the memory at the same time. That time race condition can occur. That means in her example, as you can see, when x value is 0 and y1, y2 is 0, 0, the next condition is 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0. But when we are changing it 0, 0, the next condition to x value as 1, we can have the two condition, that is 1, 1 and 1, 0. Means we are changing two values at the same time. But that time it can arise a problem because memory access cannot be available at the same time. So this is what a problem in asynchronous circuits. So here we have done total 2 topics, that is 4-bit asynchronous up counter, ripple counter, which we are saying it, and the problems which are arising in asynchronous circuits. Thank you.